Hello everyone, welcome to today's live Python training session, day 1 of our journey into Python programming. I'm super excited to have you all here. We will be spending the next 3.5 hours or 3 hours learning Python basic step by step. Grab a notebook, your laptop or desktop, get comfortable and let's code together. Don't forget, there will be 2 coffee breaks so you can refresh and stay sharp. Okay. So this is the bullet point today in this day one live. I will be covering the very foundation of Python and just a highlight of what we will be doing in this live today. So first thing first, the intro of the Python, who created Python, why we are using Python, where we need to use Python and in what or which field we can use Python. Second, the syntax, of course, comments, what are the comments? We will go through each and everything and understand that concept deeply, where to use comment, where not to use, what is variable, what are the different data types, strings, boolean, operators, collection. There are multiple types of collection. For example, list, tuple, set, and dictionary, what you can see on the screen. The if and else plus match case, which means conditional statements, and the last but not the least, conditional loops or loop. And then we will at the end we will have a recap of everything and then Q&A section, which is must needed and most required. So before starting, let me okay. So before starting, we need to have a proper setup for Python. So I will be using VS Code. This is a text editor. There are multiple text editor out there. You can use Sublime. Others can use Atom, or there are Notepad++. You can use any text editor you are comfortable with. I am comfortable with VS Code, Visual Studio Code. Before that, before starting or doing any coding or understanding the concept, first we need to have Python installed in our system. So first thing first, let's go to the Python website, which is www.python.org. We will do it together. Here is that screen. You will be landing on the Python official website, which is this, which is visible on my screen. Here you can see the download button. Just click on the downloads. And once you click on the download, you will see all the versions of the Python which are readily available in the market. So we need to have 3.10 above. In my system I have 3.10. You can download 3.11, 12, 13 and 14 is a pre-release. So I suggest you up till 3.13 you can have it in your system from 3.10, because these are the latest version we are going to use. So how we can download this? Just click on the download and it will just download. And just you need to double click on the setup, and by default it will install in your C drive program files, creating a folder Python. Inside that it will have installed. Before that, on a pop-up screen you will see there will be a already ticked, there were a checkbox which is already been ticked, and it says that we directly add the Python variable path in your environment variable. So don't untick that or uncheck that. We need to have Python in our environment variable. Once that is done, then Python is set and we can go ahead and code. uh, if while time of installation any one of you facing any issue, just comment it down and I will be solving it live. The purpose of doing live is just you code with me, you have any or facing any error, any issues, irrespective it is download issue, installation issue, or software issue, syntax issue, any code issue, just ping me in the live chat and we will be solving it live. Okay, if this instructions are clear, let's move on. So once this is done, how to check it? Just open your command prompt and just type python space hyphen hyphen version, and you will see, let me zoom in a bit, and you will see I have python 3.10.0. If you have downloaded other version, the other version will show. Just have this command handy to not just check the version of the python, but also to make sure that python is successfully installed in your system. If it is not, that it will give you an error, python unrecognized or some other error. So if this step is done, if you already install python in your system, you checked the version of it, let's proceed, or I will wait for a few seconds if you are doing it live. And just jot down this command, python hyphen hyphen version, meantime. Okay, hope everything is set, or else you already have python in your system. Let's proceed to understand what actual python is all about. So introduction to python. What is python? Python is a simple, it's a programming language. Here it is a popular programming language, of course, but it is created by whom? The guy, this is the guy who created python, and of course he released it 1991. So there is a backstory about it. He was just doing a normal project. He didn't take python as a serious project. He was just doing a normal xyz project, and then he came up with something very interesting, and then he named it as python. There is a long story how it came up, but just a long story short, a project, a simple project, was converted and become so big that, that on this programming language, it's huge of huge things are dependent right now. Okay, where it is used for? So it is used on web development server side. Of course, server side means creating APIs. In my previous life, we have used Python to create APIs, all type of APIs, and also other server side codes. Software development, of course, Python is used for to develop any software. It's not just about the web. Also we can develop a game, mobile softwares, desktop softwares, and so on. Mathematics, of course, if you are doing mathematics using python, it is much more simpler. uh, I know there is scilab and other programming language also, but they are a bit too complex to do derivatives or integration or other arithmetics things. Python makes it much more simpler. Then system scripting. I know this is not visible, uh, but the last point is the system scripting. Uh, so system scripting. Okay, let me. I think now it should be visible. Yeah, now it is visible. System scripting. Can I zoom in? Okay. So scripting, we use scripting to create automations. So yes, with the help of Python, you can create automation. You can write a script. For example, there is a task which is a repetitive task. So you can create a Python script, and that task will be carried out by your server or any VMs or a system, and that is known as system scripting. The tedious task which you manually need to do it again and again can be converted into a script, and then you can create a system. Say, for example, you have a web application. and your customers or your clients or your end users have a very huge database. So you have one condition on your website as last 3 month data will be only, we will be only maintaining last 3 month data. Before, for example, I will be maintaining from April, May, and June. Means Jan to March will be automatic deleted. Why automatic? We have written a script to delete those datas. That's it. Because uh, we need to have one developer, or our developer needs to do that tedious task to delete the data from Jan to June. Oh, sorry, Jan to March. Then again, once that April to June period pass, now July, August, September, we are maintaining those three datas. Then we need to delete the April, May, and June data. So this is a tedious task. So why can't we have a script which says, or which have a condition that only maintain last 3 month data from the current date? That's it. So there we see the power of Python to create a system script. Let me quickly check if there's any comment there or facing any issues. Okay, so let's move on to the next slide. What can Python do? Of course, I've already explained one of the power of the Python, but I have listed many. You can go through it, create a server side application, of course, create softwares, the workflow. Python can connect database, of course, because it can create software. So why can't it connect to database? It's very easy for the Python to do it. The important point over here is it can handle big data and perform complex mathematics. Here is the big change. Python can handle big data. So yes, of course, the people who are uh, willing to go into the data science, data analyst, or want to become a data scientist, here is a thing for them. The Python can handle big data. Big data in today's world, data is most utmost important thing. And yes, the one programming language which can handle data seamlessly is Python. So knowing Python just open ample of field for you. You can go into data analyst, cyber security, server side, web application, create softwares, workflow, write script, or into mathematics or prototyping in anything. So it handles big data. That's why it unlocks the fields like ML, AI, deep learning, data science, of course. And what is prototyping? Prototyping is the demonstration of a software or an application I'm creating. It's not full-fledged, but it is in a uh, prototyping stage. Of course, the one point I have not jotted down here is Python is also used in creating IoTs. The programming language used in Raspberry Pi or Arduino Uno or Arduino or any other chipsets, we use Python there to carry out the task. The programming language there is the Python. So Python is also most important in Internet of Things, IoT. Why Python now? Python works on different platforms like Windows, Mac, Linux, Raspberry Pi, etc. What does this mean? It means it is environment friendly. Windows is an environment. Mac only runs in a, of course, Apple desktops or laptops. Linux and Raspberry Pi. So these are the different OS operating systems. So Python can run on any of them. So it is in platform independent. Simple. That point states that only. The next point is Python has a simple syntax similar to English language. Yes, other programming language is a bit too complex. There are syntax involved and other things are involved. As compared to Python, in Python there is very minimal syntax and other things are involved because it is a plain English written language. So we can learn it very faster pace. That's why people say if you want to jump into the programming world or you want to be a developer, you start with the Python because Python is very simple and easiest programming language to pick on, to learn on. As simple as that. So this was the introduction. Who created it? When was Python invented? what can we do with Python, why Python, this all stuffs. So these are the story you just heard, but just remember this story because it's not just a story, it is very much important because learning Python, you should know after learning Python in which field I've unlocked to go into. As simple as that. So let's jump into some coding. So first thing first, the syntax, Python syntax, how Python look like, how we are coding, what we are coding, and how the output will be shown. Okay. Volt Thunder daily आओगे क्या भैया? Yes, this is divided into two session. Volt Thunder, I'm not sure what's your real name is. Can you just ping me so can I address it properly to you? I started college is planning to start learning Python and I found this. Sure, most welcome. Welcome to Code with NM. And yes, I will be doing live on multiple topics. It's for the Arprit. Yeah, hi, Arprit. It's good to have your name while communicating. Hi, Arprit. This is Nilesh here. Welcome to the Code with NM. And yes, I will be doing live. So this session is divided into two parts. Day one, we will be having a basic syntax and everything, the logics of the Python in day one today in 3 hours of session. And tomorrow session we will be going to the intermediate part. And yes, of course, then I will be jumping into the data science, cybersecurity, and other stuffs that is achievable with the help of Python. So just follow up. I will be going very slow and smoothly. So beginners like you or intermediate people those are already working in industry can get a hold of Python. For them it's a revision, for you it's completely new programming language, and then we will go to the intermediate and finally we will be experts in Python. I have 13 years of experience in teaching. I'm not just teaching on YouTube. I from last 13 years I'm teaching offline in multiple institute and other platforms. From 2025 I started taking YouTube seriously and started teaching over here. So everyone welcome. This was a short intro about me. So yes, if you have system, if you are coding with me, Arprit, so let's get started. Let's jump on it. And the viewers who are watching me, I will be switching between screens. I need to go through the live chat also. So if anyone pinging anything in the live, just bear with me for a few seconds because explaining and coding and then switching to the chat, it will take few seconds. Okay, so first thing first, I've created one folder named Python. Let me just quickly zoom in so you all can see the screen. I hope this screen size is visible to you all. Let's go. Yeah, let's go, Arprit. Okay, so it's basically I've just created a folder named Python and open it into the VS Code. So first thing first, let's create our first file in Python. You can name whatever you want. I'm just naming app.py. So .py is the most important thing. It is an extension of the Python file. If you're creating an HTML file, you have .html. If you're creating CSS, you state as .css. Whatever the file name, xyz.css, xyz.html. So here we are doing Python, so extension is .py means Python, and let's hit enter. If you see, as soon as I type .py, my VS Code recognize it is an Python file. So first thing first, from PPT, let's go on to the first code is print hello world. We will be doing exactly same thing. Printing means if you write anything in your book, it's same as printing anything in the program. It's not just about the Python. It's in JavaScript, in Java, in C or C++. There are different types of syntax. Here Python syntax is this print function. This is a function. Now what is function? We will understand it in the later sessions. So let's go to like type print simple hello world. Now, few things are important over here. Let me zoom in more. I think now it's visible. Let me cross check. Okay, used. Yes, it is visible. I was just confirming on the YouTube. Okay, print. This is a function. Just let's forget about the function what it is. Just remember, print is a function. What it help us? It help us to print anything written inside the parenthesis. What is parenthesis? This round bracket. People are aware with this. They called this brackets as a round bracket, but in programming world we say as parenthesis. So from now onwards it's not round bracket, it's parenthesis. Now again, the second most important thing, the double quotes. The double quotes is much more important over here in the print statement. So parenthesis, double quotes, and inside that you can write anything, hello world, hello your name, xyz stuffs. Okay, let's save it. Now how to run the Python file? Simple, Python app.py, and once you hit this Python app.py, this is the run command to run a Python file. So Python space name of your file, as simple as that. And see, the output is hello world. Let me change this world to hello learners. Let's save it, and then we need to rerun it again. So same Python app.py, enter. See, hello learners. Just ignore my typo or spelling mistakes. Okay, hello YouTube. So as simple as that, just we need to change it and you can see the outputs. Okay, so this is how a printing statement works in Python. Why this is required? If you are creating any application and at the end the end user need to see something on the screen, that's why the print is important. For example, you are filling up a form, you filled up a form, you clicked on submit, and that's it. The white blank screen is on your face or in front of your eyes. So that will create some anxiety in you. Well, or that form has been submitted, what about the form I filled? No information. If you have a print statement, inside that print your form was successfully submitted, and after filling the form, once you click on that submit button, this message shows, then you get assurity, oh, finally my form has been filled. So that's why this print and all is used in any programming language, as simple as that. So hope this is very basic and minimalistic thing. Print is done. Let's jump on to the second thing, which is Python comment. Now why comment is important? So this is a very easy code. So here it is not required, but you are writing some thousands lines of code and very complex logic is there inside your code that you have written, and only you can understand or debug it. So if someone else work with you on the same project, how that individual will be understanding what logic you have written and for what purpose this code is for. A block of code, for example, 5 lines of code is a block of code. So what this block of code is doing and why it is required, what is the importance of that block of code here, that is why we need to have a comment in the place. So simple, to have a comment in Python, we just need to have hash, and inside comment you can write anything. Above is the printing statement. Anything you can write. But the one good part of this comment is it won't execute. Let me save the file. Save is done. Let me clear the console, and once, see, the comment is not printed because it is not inside the print statement. Comment is only for the file which we are coding in. So any developer comes here, they will go through this comment and voila, they will understand why the above code is written. So this is known as single line comment. So again, the next comment, if I want to add it, hello everyone. So again and again, I need to have this hash. If you want to have multi-lines comment, for example, I have a multiple lines here. Let me just copy paste the about things. This is multi-line. 5, 6, 7 are multi-line. So only single hash won't convert everything into comment. So what we need to do is we need to have 3 apostrophes, and now this is converted into multi-line comment. So there are two types of comments: single line comments and multi-line comments. So multi-line means your statement are coming into more than one line is known as multi-line. So three single apostrophes or three single double apostrophes. No apostrophes. Simple. This is very simple concept, and again if I save and run it, only the print will work. This comment won't be displayed in the output. As simple as that. So I hope this concept is also clear. This is basic concept. There is no logic or thinking or any muscle brain is required over here. Simple. Let's move on to the other things. So from here actual programming and actual things started. So the next part is variable, data types and casting. So what are variables? What are data types and casting? So let's start with data types. Then I will jump to variables and then casting. So data types is simply integers, means numbers. Numbers here in Python we call them as integers, which is whole number 1, 2, 3, 10, minus 10, minus 1000, minus 10 lakh, plus 10 crores, or millions or billions. If you're watching me outside of India, millions, trillions, billions. Here we say lakhs, crores. So simple. The whole numbers is known as integers. You know about maths, it's simple integers. Now decimal numbers. If you are aware of decimal numbers, 10.1, 10.2, 19.99, which I have on the screen like price. So this numbers are not integers. They are decimals. But here we call them as float. This is known as floating point number. In short, float. So the number with the decimals known as float in any programming language, not just Python. This variable and data types are there in all the programming language. So once this concept is clear, few concept in other programming language of your also been cleared. So integer is a whole number, float is a decimal numbers. Now name. My name is Nilesh. You can add anything inside this double quotes. This is called string. Not just in Python, in any other programming language, but here it is called string. Anything inside double quotes is known as string. Now is active this true, the other value will be of course false. There are only two values, and those two values data type is known as Boolean. Boolean has two data types, zeros and ones. If you are a science student, you already learned this in the physics. There are two types of Boolean, 0 and 1s, true and false. If not, just remember that Boolean has only two values, true and false. In terms of physics, in gates, NOR gate, AND gate, XOR gate, there is zeros and 1. As simple as that. The last type is you don't find this type easily on the internet, but I have added those, is none type. None means nothing, empty. So why it is a data type? Because at some place we need to at some place at some logic we need to have nothing over there. We will come to a few of the examples where I will be utilizing this none data type with the which means nothing. So if there is a doubt, why can't we use 0? 0 comes and falls into an integer because it is a number, it is a different data type. None means empty, nor 0. 0 also holds a value, but nothing. None means it doesn't hold any value. I hope this concept is clear, which is very much important difference between 0 and none. Sir, Python की हिंदी बुक बता दीजिए. Can I ask something about web project? Yeah, sure. Hexa. You can ask anything or multiple things about web projects. सर पाइथन की हिंदी बुक रिकमेंड कीजिए. पाइथन की हिंदी बुक हिंदी बुक तो है, पर वो ट्रांसलेटेड बुक है जो इंग्लिश वर्जन की बुक तो मैं बता दूंगा, लेकिन आई एम नॉट श्योर उसके अंदर जो सिंटैक्स या जो एक्चुअल वर्ड्स यूज किए गए हैं वो आपको समझ में आएंगे क्या. क्योंकि सिंटैक्स को हिंदी में क्या बोलते हैं वो मुझे भी नहीं पता, और मुझे लगता है गूगल करने पे वो राइट आंसर नहीं देगा. दिस वर्ड लाइक सिंटैक्स, कास्टिंग, डेटा टाइप्स, वेरिएबल्स, दिस यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड. ये आपको समझना बहुत ज़रूरी है, क्योंकि इंटरव्यू में आपको यही पूछा जाएगा. फिर आप अगर उसका हिंदी वर्जन पढ़ लेंगे तो इंटरव्यू क्रैक नहीं कर पाएंगे. दैट्स ऑल. पर कोशिश करिए आप अगर इंग्लिश में पढ़ सके तो बहुत अच्छा होगा. I built my project about voice recognition authentication in web. Okay, the smart home website is ready and the problem is the owner's voice authentication. Do you have a solution? Okay, so let's understand your problem. You build a project voice recognition authentication. Of course, it's very beautiful project you are doing, and it is based on Python. I'm assuming that. So the issue is the website is ready. Okay, and the problem is the owner voice. What is the problem with the owner voice? For authentication, you require two things. First, inside the database, we already register, means while time of creating the user, just take this example and relate to with your project. For example, there is a new user, and at that time they give us the email and the password. This email and password we used to store in the database. Done. Now once they try to log in, they enter the same email and password, and this time we try to match the already saved email and password. And if this authenticates, means the email and password rise, we allow them to log in into their account. Simple. In your case, it's not email and password, it's the owner voice. So for example, the owner voice, the first time when the owner is trying to register, saying variables. So again, with the same pitch, same volume, and the same way, owner needs to say variable to get authenticated. I hope this clear what I'm saying to you, Hexa. And अयान, आई विल पिंग यू. मैं आपको यहाँ पे पिंग कर दूंगा, हिंदी में पाइथन की बुक बता दूंगा मैं, श्योर. टेंशन मत लीजिए, वो आपको नेट पे मिल जाएगी, या तो फिर आपको नियर बाय कोई भी आप शॉप से उसको बाय कर सकते हो. Hexa, you got my point. So you need to re-register the voice of the owner with the same password or same voice with the same word, and of course then try it again to try to log in them or authenticate them. If that works for you, let me know. Okay, coming back to the topic, variables and data types. So there are 5 data types we have already done. Int, I think you got it. Float, you got it. String, boolean. Now understand what are variables. Variables, first thing, what are variables? They can vary, their value can vary. For example, here the first variable is x equals to 10. Now x holds the value of 10. X is holding the value of 10. For example, x is a place, empty place. Inside that we have placed the value 10 inside it. So simply, now the value of x is equals to 10. So that x is a variable. But now again, can x only hold 10? Yes, at a time it can hold only one variable. But the data type can only be integer? No, you can store 10.1, you can store Nilesh or YouTube or code with an M in that. You can store true or false, and you can store none also inside x. But at a one time it can hold one value only. So it can hold any of the data type out of 5, but one at a one time. That's it. Simple. This is known as variable. So here x is a variable, price is a variable, name is a variable, is active is a variable, and of course nothing is also a variable. Variable simply means it will hold a value, the value of any of the data type. So let's see example over this variables and 5 data types. Let's come back to our code. Let me remove this all. Let's have x only equals to 10, and then we need to print x. As simple as that. Code is done. Let's save it, rerun it, and you see hello YouTube is coming from the first printing statement, and the second is the value of the x which is holding. Of course it is 10 because we have assigned that value to x. Simple. As simple as that. Now what is the magic over here is you can change the value of x, for example 1 2 6 7. Save it. Now the data type of x is automatically changed from int to float. See how to check the type of a variable. We will see on that code in the next few slides. First, here our most concern thing is learning about variables. The second thing is learning about the data type. So let's change it to num1, and let's hold let's have the value 10 in it. The second have num2, let's have 14.03, and let's have name, it's my name only. And here the example we have already seen is I can now log in into the website. The email and password are now in the MongoDB database. In short, the project I am creating focusing on a smart home website that recognize the user voice, so the other people can't use a smartphone unless the voice comes from the previously recorded user. The problem is the recorded voice is indeed entered into the database and appears in the database. However, when testing the device is only focusing on text recognition, not voice recognition. For example, if you say turn on, the light should turn on if the voice comes from the user who recorded. Okay, but this doesn't work because the program only reads the text. So okay, okay, I got. I just want to know which library you are using for the voice recognition. Change or update your library, and of course, try to when you take voice as an input, please try to refine that voice because there are background noise while time of doing it. For example, today's example only, I was trying to do live at today 2 p.m. IST, but there was some a loud background noise. That's why I've ended my live because we don't have in my headphone I don't have that noise cancellation, of course, or any other things that I can refine my voice. But there are multiple libraries there. While time you take input from the user, you can refine that voice, and only that refined user voice you can send it to your program to verify it or to rectify it from the database recorded voice. This is the only solution you need to try. Just ping me the library you are using for the voice record. Okay, coming back to the variables, and the last one is the boolean value. So I've used I think is active. Okay, and get false. Okay, if the color changes, that means this is actually the boolean value. Small f won't work over here. uh, Capital F and also the capital T should work. Or else you can I just it just a suggestion from my side. uh, Let user speak the word turn on. You get turn on as a text, and then try to, but also there is one catch in this, the voice won't be. Yeah, I got your issue, and the solution is only to use a different library or try to refine the voice. There was one project I was doing in 2017, I think, was based on voice, and this was a similar issue I faced that time. So only thing was to reduce the background noise and pass it to my programming logic, and that will work. That will work. Or else the text base, so anyone can speak turn on, and then the authentication won't work. Okay. So let's print everything now. So I need to write multiple print, but Python gives us one power that with the help of commas you can print everything in a one line. Done. So num1 is printed over here and we are printing the others here. Let me quickly have the indentation in places. I don't like this messed up code. So okay, hope this is visible. Let me just maximize the code screen and CLS. Let's save it and then run it. Voila. So first thing first, the hello YouTube is there, then the 10 from num1. Of course, everything in one line means 14.30. It's rounding of that 0, and then English, and the last one is false. So this is how the data type and variable is working. You can also play around with this. For example, let's add num1 and num2, but that is arithmetic operation, the addition and everything. So I will be teaching the addition and subtraction all time of that. Okay. What library recommendation do you have for voice authentication? Can you please give some examples? Okay. Hexa, can you wait for 5 minutes? I will be pinging you the library, or else you can DM me on my Instagram. It's same the at code with nm, and I will be pinging you the list of libraries, not one, but many libraries. You can try out those libraries. Okay, if that works, you can just ping me, DM me on Insta. After live ended, I will be first replying to you. Okay, how many days will be this session? 2 days, of course. I'm just planning for 2 days. If required, we can extend this live for multiple days. It's completely on you all learners. If you want this live to go on for week, I can go on for week. I love teaching, so I don't mind to go on weeks. But I've planned it for 2 days. The half of the topic for day one and the other half of the topic for day two. The libraries are paid, you are asking. Yes. Okay. If you required, I will be pinging you few libraries which are free and few are paid. So you can go with free one first and try them, or else you can also go with the paid one. Okay. Okay, let's now, I think variable is done, data type is done. You understand it clearly. Now let's jump onto casting. So casting is a trickier part. Casting means there is one data type, one variable which is holding one value which is in one data type, and we are trying to convert from one data type to another data type is known as casting in Python. Means conversion of data types. For example, in this case, if you see s equals to 100, this 100 is not as an integer value. Why? Because it is inside the double quotes. In anything inside double quote in any programming language, by default, that value, either it is your name or it is a number or integer, it gets converted into string. Okay, so this is clear. This why this 100 is not an integer but a string, because it is inside a double quote, and anything inside the double quote is string. So we are typecasting or casting this 100 into converting it into integer. From string we are converting into integer. How to do it? Okay, we will have a new variable name num equals to int parenthesis, round bracket means parenthesis, and we are passing that variable which is holding the string value of 100, that is s in our case, and voila, that 100 is converted into an integer. As simple as that. So let's try this. First we will have s equals to 100. Of course this should be string. and you see the changes of the color. If it is in number, it is in green, but as soon as I put those double quotes around it, it converted into the string. So this Visual Studio help us a lot in terms of color and everything. Now num equals to int, and of course we passed, but while time of printing you won't see any different. Let's print both of them, and num. Let's save it. Let me clear the console. See, let me also comment rest every print statement. uh, so this is also one of the way to use comments. Now we will only be focusing on the current. Oh, I didn't save the file, sorry. Yeah, see, 100 and 100. Now among this, which one is the integer and which one is the number? Let me just reply in the chat quickly. Okay, so this is very difficult to identify, but what is the use of casting over here? For an example, if I'm trying to add 10 to this, will it add? Because it is in a string, there's a different data type, it is in a string, I'm trying to adding an integer to a string, will it add or not? For example, you're trying to add 10 in your name, I'm trying to add 10 in name or word YouTube, I'm trying to add 10 in Nilesh. That doesn't make any sense for us. In similar way, it doesn't make any sense to Python also. So it can't add 10 to this string value of 100. That's why we need to convert this into an integer format and then we can add it. So then again, there will be one question arising to you all: why anyone knows that the 100 is an integer, a number value, why it will be in a string format? So in my previous lives, or else I will repeat myself in this live, that how web browser works. If you fill a form, anything, any detail you fill in the web browser, the value you have put, irrespective it is a number or anything, it will directly convert those value in a form of string. And from web, if you're getting those value and giving it to Python or passing down it to the Python, in short, Python is getting a string value, not an integer. So that's why this casting is important in any of a programming language. This casting holds a lot of value in programming languages. How many days of session are planned? 2 days. Of course, 2 days session are planned. And what are the topics are there in the description? You can go through this the live description. I've bifurcated the topic. So helpful. Thank you, brother. You're welcome, Red Mist. Pixel, yeah, everything in detail are there in the description. How day one is planned and how day two is planned. Of course, so I hope you understand this typecasting. Let me quickly show you one thing also. So for that, I'm just using one thing, and parenthesis type and parenthesis. So what this type do? This type reveals what type of data type this S is and the number is. Let's save it and clear the console. See, it is a type of, means here it says class, but it is a type of. The first S is string type. Of course, we have double quotes 100 inside it, so it is a type of string. And the second one is the integer, because we have converted the S into an integer format, store into the number, and then the stored value inside the number, we are trying to printed it, but we are not just directly printed it. What we are trying to print, we are trying to print the type of that number. So this parenthesis is important. First, the parenthesis is of course of the print. Then again, I have used one type function. Inside the type function, the number is there. The num variable is there. So of course, it is an int type. I hope the casting and how we are converting from one data type to different data types is clear. So variable is clear, data types is clear, and of course, casting is clear to you all. So just ping me clear, word clear, you just ping me in the live chat so I can move on, because this is very much important topic. If you're a beginner in Python, of course this is important, and in any of the programming language, if you're a beginner, this is important. Variable, data types, and casting. Clear. Okay. Okay, thank you chat, thank you, because this confirmation is much more required, because I'm habitual to teach in institute. There I have 50, 100, students in one class, and there I get a response, but I'm not used to YouTube that much, so this confirmation is required, so I can move on, of course. So next thing is strings and booleans. So we already learned about the string data type. Now what is this different string and boolean? Of course, one word is a string, yes, but a sentence, that is also a string. A paragraph, that is also a string. A letter, that is also a string in the world of programming, not in the world of your actual book and pen, notepad and everything, but in the world of word, from a single letter, no, a single word to a paragraph, it is a string. Now what is single letter then? The single letter is character. That character doesn't belong in Python, that belongs in other programming language. That's why I'm not teaching here. In database and other types, you will hear the term character, but here in Python, one single letter is also considered as string. So this hello world or hello Python is a string. Now let's see the power of string, and we have multiple things in place, means multiple function in place. We will code that and use it. So let's directly jump into the code. Let me also comment this to printing statement, and let's move on to, we are doing strings and of course boolean, boolean topic. Here let's have text. We'll be using different variables also, and simple same thing, hello world. I don't want to complex, but yeah, this is the trick part over here. Huh. Now print again, just to quickly show you this is working and simple. Make sure you always save it before running the file. See simple hello world. As I typed in all small caps or smaller case, it is printing as it is. But if you want it in the uppercase, then the function we need to use it is this upper function. So let's use it and see the magic. I will have the new print, and there are multiple ways to do it. I will show you both the ways, multiple ways, but I will only show you the both ways. So let's first, the first thing first, save it. See, hope this is visible. The first printing is the printing the same exact thing what we have typed. The second is everything is converted to uppercase or all caps, hello world. So this is the one way inside the print you can directly utilize this upper method or function. So the text which is holding our value, and dot if you want to apply the power. You can say the power means the function power to that text. So ultimately this upper will be applied to the value of the text which is it's holding. As simple as that, it is done. Or the other thing is, you can do this outside the printing statement. Let's have text1 like this, and then we will have text1 over here. Just it just increases the lines of code, but the output will remain same. See, the output is same. Just I've used another variable and I just call this logic r logic onto this variable, and then I printed that variable. As simple as that. So it just increase the line of code. As simple as that. So I hope this is clear. The upper, in the same case there is a lower. If it's typed in all caps, you can use dot lower. The next thing, let's move on to the next thing, is the replace. So replace needs two things. It takes two things. That two thing is known as parameters in the world of functions or methods. Because this upper is a function or a method, this replace is a function and a method, but this upper is a default function. How I know this is a default function? It doesn't have anything inside its parenthesis. But here replace required two things. The first thing first, it's required which word you need to replace. So here we want to replace Python with the word world, means we are replacing the Python word with world. So let's try this. So in our case we have hello world. Let's have text3 equals to, again everything is inside the text dot replace, and here we want to change world. So we need to type exactly that it is inside the text. Of course, you don't need to miss the double quotes, or else we are trying to change the world with world, but the format is in the string. If you forget this double quotes, this world will be acting as a variable, and then Python will give you a syntax error. So make sure this is there, and let's change it to Python. And now I will simply print text3. Save it, clear the console, again rerun it, and you see, did you mean replace? This typo. Okay, also the color has changed now. Previously it was black. Yeah. Okay, how I because I'm coding from years to many years, that's why I just directly read the error and I immediately know there is a typo in my replace. Or else if you are new to Python, new to error, it will say the error, but the actual error over here is, it's highlighting that you have a typo, and it says, did you really mean this word or this word? As simple as that. So this is how you can find your errors. Okay, see, the first print, it's printing the same as we had typed. The second one is for the upper one. The third one, the word has replaced with the word Python. So this is how replaced method is used. Remember, the first parameter is the word which you want to change it from your text. The second one is into which you want to change it. As simple as that. Let me switch to the chat and see if any error. Please tell me, how can I learn advance? I'm ready to pay. Okay, you want, okay, in terms of Python, you want to learn advanced Python. So yes, I uh, do online session also. You can DM me on Instagram, and because learning advanced Python comes with a proper roadmap for which purpose you want to learn. You want to be a data analyst, data scientist, cyber security, ML, AI. There are multiple fields. So you need to specify your field and just DM me on my Instagram, and we can have the roadmap and structure and proper guidance session for you, Praveen. And then of course it is a paid course, because there we will having one-to-one session. And of course that session will be, for example, like advanced Python will you will be learning advanced Python in 2 to 2.5 months, and if you are a slow paced learner it will go beyond 3 months. Of course now if you add a data science, data analyst, or the other things like ML, AI, then it can go 6 months up to 1 year. Of course that will be a certified course, you will be getting a certification from me once you pass the examination. Of course we have an examination in place. There will be a one-to-one session with me, and we have daily 2 hour session. 1 hour I will be teaching to you, the other hour you will be coding and solving your doubt with me. So this is how my online session goes. I hope that answers your question. So if others also interested in the paid session, you can DM me for the courses you want to learn one-on-one with complete notes and everything. I will be providing to you all. And of course, at the end of the course, you will have two projects. One from my side, which I have coded in detail. The second one, for you to do it, I will give you a specific topic, and then you need to code it and showcase what you have learned in 6 months or 1 year of time spent. After that, there will be a proper examination, and once you clear that examination, you will get a certification for that particular course. And of course, I will be teaching you as market ready, not for a college passing out or for passing any examination. I will be teaching as an industry level standard. It might be React, Angular, Python, Advanced Python, Java, C, C++, Flutter, Dart, any other programming language. There is a roadmap for everything. So you can opt for that also if you are interested in learning those courses in one-to-one session with me. Let's go ahead. I hope this all strings are clear to you all. Yes, the personal coaching will be for the complete year, depending on the course you are taking. And I also extend my coaching to creating your resume and how you can crack the interviews and apply a job on uh, online platforms. So up till that, my guidance will be there, not just your certification and doing your courses. Of course, grooming a learner is much more important from my perspective, not just teaching them to a limited extent. I will go beyond that and will build your resume, will groom you, and will be creating you a market ready developer, of course. So let's move to Boolean. And yeah, f string. Okay, there is one more topic to string is f string. For example, here you can see the name Sarah. So I think the hope this three things are clear: upper, replace, and the strings. The other thing is f string. What is f string is? Just give me few seconds and I will be explaining it to you all. Okay, so name Sarah. It is a string value. Of course, age is 21. This is a integer value. Now again, they can't be added, so that means they can't be printed all together. So to print them all together, this is a way. On the screen there is an example. So let's copy this example, come to our terminal, let me paste it, and it's the same thing. First, what we are doing, we have all our values in text tree, and we are just simply printing the text tree. Here we can print multiple things, text one and text also, but all the above three are in same format. Same format means all three are strings. But here, what is the different scenario? The name is the string, but the age is integer. So that's the issue. Let's quickly understand how to print different data types in one printing statement. And of course, here you can add the other things too. So as simple as that, name Sarah, age 21. This if is required if you are printing different data types in one string. Now inside double quotes, this curly braces or whatever you call them, I call them as a curly braces. inside it you need to have the variables. So name is age, of course Sarah is 21 years old. This will be the output. Let's save it, clear the console, and let's have it. Let's see. The output is Sarah is 21 years old. As simple as that. Just we need to have F before double quotes. Then we need to use curly braces for printing. Means what this curly braces means? The curly braces here means that name is a variable which is holding one value Sarah. For example, let me, if you do this, if I remove this and I remove this also, the curly braces, see the difference. Now if I save and execute, see the difference. The name is now acting as a normal string and the age is also acting as a normal string. Nothing, the name is age-year-old. We are not getting the value which is being there inside name in age. So this F is important, and more of that, this curly braces are important, which tells that printing or interpreter of a Python that this is a variable which is holding a value. Please go up and check and bring that value. As simple as that. So hope there are two formats of string, that directly and we can replace the word of course in the upper, lower, and there are ample of functions there in the Python string. I can't cover those all into the live session, but I will be pinging a link over here. You can go through the documentation and can try all those methods or functions in string. Hope this f string also you got it. Let's move on to the next topic, which is Boolean. Now, Boolean and comparisons. So here, if you want to declare more than one variable, so the one thing is use comma. A comma b equals to 5 comma 7 means a is holding a value of 5 and b is holding a value of 7. Done. Now Boolean is, of course, there is two things only in Boolean. One is true, the second one is false. Now here we are doing comparison inside a printing. Is a is less than or greater than b, or a is equals to b? Means simply a is equals to b. So let's try this example and see what will be the output. Let me quickly comment this all, and okay, a comma b equals to 5 comma 7. It's similar, it's same as a equals to 5 and b equals to 7. The same as that. It just we are lazy to type in this two lines, so we are doing this as utilizing the power of Python, nothing else. So now inside print is, and of course the other was print a. So what will be the output of first one? The 5 is less than 7 means a is less than b and a is equals to, the first one is true. I think the first one is true. Exactly what I think only is the first one is true. 5 is less than 7, of course this the output will be the true, and the second one they both are not equal. 5 is not equals to 7, so the second one should come as false. Let's save it, clear the console, and see the first one is true, the second one is false. Let's turn around, a is greater than b, and I'm using not equals to. That exclamation means not in the world of programming. Let's see. Yes, a is greater than b, which is false. 5 is not greater than 7, and the second one, a is not equals to b, which is true. So we have seen both the examples. Done. So this is done. Boolean comparison is done. Let's jump on to the other topic. Okay, this is very much interesting topic, very much. Operators. Now, what are operators? Plus is an operator, minus is an operator, multiplication, that sign, multiply, star or x, is an operator, division, that slash, is an operator, comparison, greater than, less than, equals to, not equals to, are comparison. Again, logical. There are three types of logical: and, or not. Three types of logical or logical gates, which we already have studied in physics. If not, in commerce, also in any other fields, we know there are three types of logics. It's and logic or logic or not. If not, we will learn over here. Then assignment, and of course the membership. There are two new things if you have never heard of them. So there are five types of operators in Python: arithmetic, comparison, logical, assignment, and the last one is membership. Of course, let's start with arithmetic. So this is arithmetic. Arithmetic means again plus, minus, multiplication, division, and there at the end you can see this is double division. This is not double division, but just for right now I'm seeing it double division and double multiplication. So this two we will be seeing in the example, and then you tell me in the comment section what are those double division and double multiplication. So let's start with first thing first: addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, which we all aware of. Let's comment this, clear our console. Now we are doing operators, and inside it we are doing arithmetic. This is for those who if someone joins my live in between, they should be aware that on which topic I am on right now. Okay, so first thing first, we need to have two numbers to add, subtract. To do any arithmetic operation in maths also, we need to have two things. Of course, without having two things, you can't add, you can't subtract, you can divide, you can't multiply. That is a plain simple logic. Let's have 10, and num2, let's have 5 for easy calculations. So let's have one result variable. We can do it without a third variable also. We can directly print num1 plus num2, but I like it in professional way. So num1 plus num2, and then of course we need to print the result itself, or else we can do this. Let me try that f thing over here, and then f string means, and we can state the addition of two numbers is, and space, and let's save it. See the output: the addition of two number is 15. Voila, it's not magic, it's of course the logic. Simple. Let's try some other things. Result equals to, again we can reuse the same variable because we are printing it before reusing it, so this will hold the same value, and then I am updating the new value of the result by subtracting those two variables, and again print same if, double quote sets must, the subtraction of two numbers is, and result. Let's save it. Let me clear the console and see the addition of two numbers is 15. Yes, 10 plus 5 is 15. The subtraction of two numbers is 5. 10 minus 5 is 5. As simple as that. It's very simple. If I don't think you are getting Python hard. Python is very simple programming language, but you need to find the right guy to teach you, and you need to have a right empty brain to learn this. If your mind is wandering somewhere else, you can't learn any of the programming language whatsoever, it is easy or not. It doesn't depend on that. Just we need to concentrate on few stuffs, and voila, everything is easy. Focus. Okay, let's quickly go to the other things also. Let me type fast. What is remaining? Of course, the multiplication. Meanwhile, I'm typing what will be the answer of num1 and num2 in multiplication. Num1 into num2. Just comment it fast. Let's see how you all and how many of you are good in mathematics. If no one comments, I think no one knows basic simple maths. That's what it will be conveyed to me. Meantime, I will just complete the code. Num1 divided by num2. Of course, the print f, and I just want the division also. Of course, num1 divided by num2. Okay, what the value num1 is holding? Num1 is holding value 10 and num2 is holding the value of 5. So addition of 10 plus 5 is 15. Subtraction of 10 minus 5 is 5. And you all need to answer what is num1 into num2 means 10 into 5 and 10 divided by 5. If not, then division. Then you all need to learn maths. Two numbers is as simple as that. Result. I'm done. Let's see who has commented the division and multiplication of these two numbers. I will wait for 1 minute at least. Okay, someone in the chat has okay, people are pinging. Let's wait. Okay, yes, the answer is correct, and let's see. At Python 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 app dot py, enter, and of course the comment is right, 50 and 2. So the addition of two number is 15, the subtraction of two number is 5, the multiplication of two number is 50 because 10 into 5 is 50, and the division division typo of two number is 10 divided by 5 is 2. Of course you are right in the chat. So this is the power of operators. We learn operators, how to use it, and how to print it. Done. Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division of two numbers. Now let's quickly jump on to this double division and double multiplication. What is this? So for that double division and double multiplication, let me use some other numbers. Let's have num3, which will be 3, and num4, let me assign it a value of 2. Simple. Now result, let's see the double division first. So num3 double divided by num4, and we will leave the place for print and move on to result also. Num3 star star, which is of course a double multiplication, num4, and print print parenthesis. So I'm not writing that like the division of two numbers and everything, because then you will find what is this double division and what is this double multiplication. If anyone knows, can comment uh, in the chat, or else let's directly print the result, and here also a result. Save it. Let me clear the console and let's see the answer. Let me just scroll up. See, if you see, the answer is 1 and the second answer is 9. Means the result of this double division is 1 and the result of this double multiplication is 9. So what is this double division means? This is floor division. If you are not aware of what is floor division, so and of course the double star is the squares, means the value of num3 is 3. 3 double star means 3 raised to 2. 3 raised to 2 means 3 into 3. You know maths, 3 raised to, 4 raised to, 5 raised to, 2 raised to 2, 2 raised to 3, 2 raised to 4. So this is that, means 3 raised to 3, 3 raised to 2 means over here is 3 into 3, which is 9, which is correct. The floor division is 3 divided by 2. 3 divided by 2 is 1.5. So it will round off to the lowest value. 1.5 is near to 2 also, near to 1 also. But floor division always round off to the floor, means the smallest value, which is 1. That's why we can see 1 over here. So there is ceiling division also. Yes, of course, there is a concept in maths, and of course in derivatives and integration, if you are good with maths, then there is a concept of floor and ceiling also. So from there in Python we have a floor divisions. Hope this operators logic is done and you understand it very well, because the second is the logical comparison. But I think let's take one coffee break. I don't want to overburden you all and go through multiple things and then you all not getting any of the things or any fruitful output from this live session. That doesn't make any sense. So let's take a quick break, a coffee break. If you are coding with me, I will be waiting on this screen for a few minutes and then we will take a few coffee break. Just go and take a quick walk, have a coffee or drink one glass of water and be fresh, wash your face and come back, and then we will jump into the other types of operators. Okay, let's go to the coffee break. Okay, we are back from a short break, recharged and relaxed again. So best way to get recharges if you're doing anything and not just about the programming or learning anything you are doing and you are doing it for a long time for more than 1 hour. Just get up from that place, get a quick walk of 1 minute or 2 minutes in your house, drink a glass of water or grab a coffee if it is readily available, and then done. You will be fresh. Just wash your face, wipe it out with a towel, get back to that working place of yours again, and voila, you will be recharged and relaxed and refreshed. So this is the hack I tried, and I try to do this and stick to this hack of coffee break. Okay, where were we? We were on the operators. So arithmetic operators, a quick recap. We have seen the addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, the floor division, and of course the raised to means 2 raised to 3, 3 raised to 2, 4 raised to 5, 5 raised to 5, 5 raised to 2. This type of things we have already seen. Now logical and comparison. So of course we will go with the comparison first. So comparison is simply, we have already seen above, but again let me quickly comment this all from here. Done. And now we are moving to the topic comparison. Let me grab that. C should be capital, and yep, let's have again the num1 as 10 and num2 as 5. Simple. Let's have result. We will follow the same thing what we have been following, equals to comparison. There are two types of comparison: greater than or less than. Greater than equals to, less than equals to. There are variations of the comparison, but the two basic are greater than and less than. Simple. And of course they both are equal or not. Three types. So num1 is greater than num2. This is one type of comparison. Let's print it. And of course I will be using this f string. Num1 is greater than num2. This is a style of English written statement in short. And result equals to, now num1 is less than num2. So there are two ways to write this. Num1 is not greater than num2, or num1 is less than. But in programming mode, mostly we try to use not, less than. We don't. In most of the cases, we don't try to use less than. So again here, num1 is not greater than num2. But this is the printing statement which we have written. We are not making sure this is right or not, this is correct or not. So of course we need to print one statement also to check it if it is true or not. The output of course will be in boolean value. For example, the comparison output, for example, like line number 78, you are saying num1 is greater than num2 means 10 is greater than 5, which is true. So in result, the true boolean value will be stored. So in print, while time of printing result, it will also print it as true or false. Print result, sorry, result. But again, we are we so we don't want to directly print true and false. It doesn't make any sense to the end user, because we need to always create a program which is user friendly. So here we will be typing the above statement is false or true. So that is stored inside our result variable. And same for this one. So you see, you saw how I done it. I've just typed a simple code, then the printing statement, and then adding the flavors to it. And if you directly come and land on this my code, oh, this code is a bit complex, you will think this is complex. But how I break down into a small pieces, num1 equals to 10, num2, then I've compared it and stored into the variable result, then I tried to print it but not directly, so I've used the f string number is greater than num2. I've done the same thing for the num1 is not greater than num2, and then I'm adding flavors to it. So this is how the code becomes complex. It's not that everyone directly start and write a huge block of code and make it complex. No, it's not like that. The above statement is the answer is stored in the result. Let me quickly check if there's any doubt on the live stream. No. Let's now save it, clear the console, execute our file, and voila. 10 is greater than 5. Of course, this is coming from the line number 59. The above statement is true. Of course, the 10 is greater than 5 and the above statement is true. How? This is the comparison operator we are using. 10 is greater than 5, which is true. So after the comparison, the result is holding a true value, which is a Boolean value. And then here on line number 18, we are printing the above value is true with the help of variable result. So this you got it, how these two lines are coming. 10 is greater than 5 and the above statement is true. Let's come down to the line number 82. Here the result we are trying to compare, num1 is less than num2, which is false, of course. Then the result is holding a false. If you see, the above statement is false. So here the num1 value is 10, of course the num2 value is 5. So 10 is not greater than 5 and the above statement. So we should remove this not. Now it will make some sense. English. Yes. 10 is greater than 5 and that was true only. Sorry, my bad. My bad. My bad. Don't go crazy in chat. My bad. Yes, 10 is not greater than 5, which is a false statement. The above statement is false. Of course, it is false. And this is how you use a comparison operator, a comparative operator. This is how we use a comparative operator. This is just a way of displaying the outputs to make it complex, and I'm just displaying it to make it more human readable. So if anyone read this, 10 is greater than 5, of course the above statement is true. 10 is not greater than 5, the above statement is false. This is human readable. But how we achieve that? We are comparing the variable with the help of the comparative operators. Simple. Now the last one. The last one is result equals to num1 is equals to num2. Again, this you know the answer itself, missing t from here. Let me quickly print it. If simply num1 is not, of course, but we will say num1 is equals to num2. We are assuming it. We are assuming it. We don't know it is true or false because that we need to get it from the logic we have done on the line number 86. So that logic we are printing here is if, of course we know, but in the terms of programming we code in this way. I don't know this, I don't know this, and let our program answer those questions which are arriving or arising. The above statement is, of course it is inside result. Let's save it, clear the console, run. See, 10 is equals to 5, which is a line number 87, and the above statement is false. Of course it is false because 10 is not equals to 5. So we learned about three operators: greater than, less than, and equals to. Done. Three operators are successfully done. If you have any doubt on this operators, just ping me right away. We can solve it right away and then move on to the next operators, because there are much more operators are there to learn, to be learned. Let me switch to comment section. Okay, now there is an logical operator. So this is easy. And there are other types of operators also: less than equals to, greater than equals to, not equals to. For example, if I just have this not sign over here and remove one equals to and save it and just clear our console. Let's see, 10 is equals to 5. The above statement is true, because we are saying that it is not equals. See, 10 is not equals to 5. The above statement is true because here we are using not. So this exclamation becomes not. So you just place this exclamation before any of the sign: not equals to, or greater than equals to, less than equals to. What does mean greater than equals to or less than equals to? For example, in our case, let's take this line number 78 example. Here if I add greater than equals to, this means first it will check the num1 is greater than num2. The 10 is greater than num2 means 5. That is true. It will say true. It won't go to equals to. Or else if the first one is not right, means it is not greater than 5. 10 is not greater than 5. Then it will try to do the second one, which is equals to. So 10 is equals to 5. If that is true, it will return true. Either of the one. Same goes for the less than equals to. So there are equals to, which we have seen below. So first one is greater than, second one is less than, the third one is equals to, fourth one is not equals to, fifth one is greater than equals to, and the last one is less than equals to. Done. I hope this all are clear. Let, okay, let's move on to the logical operators. Let me comment this all. It's not required. We have learned comparison. Oh, sorry. Come over here. Done. Now let's move on to, and if you want this Python file, I can share with you all, because this file has all the codes we are learning in the live session. And logical operators. So there are three types of logical operators. Let me comment those also: and, or, and simply not. And the symbols over here in Python, we have and simply as and, or simply as or, and not simply as not. But in other programming language, in bracket, I'm just for your reference, I'm writing this. This is as and, or will be this, and of course not you already seen above, so this won't come here. So this symbol is for when we are using logical operators in other programming language. And for not, you already know it's exclamation. For other programming language, there are symbols, but in Python, it's simply and, or not. As simple as that. Let's take one example and understand this. Okay. I can directly print this, or we can do with the help of variable. Let's do with the help of variable only, because we are following that pattern only. Same again, num1 equals to 10, num2 equals to 5. Now We can have and. So to have and in place, let's check num1 is less than num2 and num2 is less than. Okay, this will be much more complex for you all for right now. So for time being, I will take only one variable for you to make for you all to get it in one way. So let's say num1 is less than 5 and I'm using and operator over here. See, the color has already been changed and num1 is at the same time. How and logical operator works, I will explain you in few seconds. Hold on a second. Just hold on a second and let me have this value in some new variable which is known as result, and then I will be printing result itself. Okay, and also let's have the 10. Okay, so let's I will change here this, of course, and I will also change value to this to understand it easily. So our condition is num1 is greater than 5. Of course, here our condition is good evening. Good evening to you all. So num1 is greater than 5 and num1 is less than 11. This is our condition. What will be the output? Just you can comment in the chat what will be our output. Meantime, let me clear screen and equals to true, and that side is also equals to true. Then ultimately overall, let me have this in one line. Overall, this is true. Okay. Some issue with my internet. Okay, done. Back. Internet is back. Okay, how and this and logic work is, this is my condition. If this part of this condition is true, means it's correct, and after that, that side part of that condition is also true, means this is also true, that is also true. If in both the values or both the condition is true, then overall the output will be true, because the AND gate works is this is true and that is true, then it is true. If this is false, that is true, it is false. If this one is false and that one is true, then also it is false. In short, if everything is true, it is true. If one of them is false, it is false. This is the logic of AND gate. So you need to remember, if everything is true, it will return true. When this trick applies, when you are using AND gate, if both the things are true, the overall it is true. In our case, num1 which is holding a value of 10, so 10 is greater than 5, of course, yes, then it is true. And of course num1 is 10, it is less than 11, this is also true, this is also true, that is also true. We are using AND gate, so result will ultimately holding a true value, means this condition is true. Let's save it and see the output. It will return true. Of course, we already know that this is true, that is true, true. This is a trick of remembering the AND logic. So this is done. Let's go for OR one. Either one. So let me just twist it. No one and see the output, and then I will be explaining to you all. Here I purposely to be false. Let's save it, run it. Let me comment the first one so we don't get confused for which it is the output. See, it's giving us as false. So here, what is the scenario? In or, in or logic. Let me go to the or logic. If this is false and that is also false, then overall it is false. This is for or logic. Means if this side is false, this one is false, of course 10 is not less than 5, means it is false, and 10 is not greater than 11, and that is also false, and we need to use or over here. Let me clear and let's see the output. Again it is false. So if this part is false, that part is also false, overall it will return false. So which means if one of the part is true, it will return true. This is the all logic. So let me just make one of them true, save it and check. See, it returns true. It's simple. Is basically in and everything should be true, then only it will return true. In or if either of the one condition is true, it will return true. As simple as that. Clear? If not, you can comment in the chat and I will explain it to you all again. Let's move on to other operator, which is not. It's simply just jumble, means it will just return the opposite of things. So print, and we know now in or this one is true, so it will return true. So what I'm doing it is I'm just wrapping it inside not. So by default it will return true, and this one will be false because the opposite of true is false, the reverse of it. Save it, clear the terminal, and see the first one is true. Why? Because in this one we have one condition true, and that is the logical condition of or, else either of one is true, it will return true. And in the second print statement I have used not, which will reverse the value of result, and the reverse the value means the true will become false. So this was the three logical operators, and this is very much important in terms of coding. So we need to clear each and every logical operators here right away. So hope this is done. If you have any doubt, just ping in the comment and we will go through that topic again. Let's move on to the other topics. Okay, so arithmetic is done, comparison is done, logical is done, assignment and membership. It's very simple. Assignment and membership, it's not that hard. What is assignment? What we are doing from the beginning, it's the assignment. For example, x equals to 1, this is assignment. We are assigning one value to x, that is the assignment. For example, I am just this is assignment. Num1 equals to 10, or we can say name equals to Nilesh, name equals to code with nm. Is as simple as that. This is assignment operator. Simple. This equals to is single equals to is assignment operator. Double equals to is comparison. Means this side is equals to that side, that we are comparing. Simple. The last is membership. The last one is membership. Let's jump onto the membership. I'm not sure how many you all know about, how many of you know about this membership, but it's not that hard, it's very easy. Let's comment everything, jump onto hash membership, and membership has two operators in it. So first one is in, let me give a space. The second one is not in. In and not in means in particular particular statement, particular string, is this particular thing is present, then it will return a true. If it is not present, it will return a false. Simple. In returns if it is sequence with a specified value in the present object. English, complex English. Simple. Let's jump onto the coding and we will see an actual thing. Let's have name equals to, in double quotes, sorry, typo, code with nm, and let's have another variable which holds simply nm. Now let's have result in place and we will try and result x in name. Simple. X in name. Here what we are trying, x means nm is there inside name or not, and we will print this. Print result. Simple. Let's save it. Let me, okay, just remove and you will see those things. Clear that. Python, it is true. Yes, of course, nm is there inside code with nm. As simple as that. So this is membership to check if that particular variable which is holding an xyz value is there inside our large database or not. So name, for example, here name is a large database which holds code with nm, which is our data, and x holds a single value which is nm, and it is there, so it returns true. Simple. Not in will be the same. Let's have name nilsh, and again I will have x equals to nm, same. Result equals to x not in, this time I will try not in name, print 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 result itself. Again x not in name, so nm is not in Nilesh, of course, yes or not? Yes, then it will return a true. See, it returns a true and the above true is for that print. If we try only n, so n is there in Nilesh, let's see the output. Let me clear. See, this is false. Why it is false? Because yes, n is present in Nilesh, but we are trying not in, means we are saying n is not in Nilesh, which is wrong. That's why it is returning as false. Simple. Done. Clear. Any doubt in membership? I will wait for few seconds and then we will proceeding to other things. So let's go on to our topic. Intro is done. Again, this is quick recap. Intro is done, syntax is done, comment is done, variable is done, data type is done, casting is done, string is done, boolean is done, operators are done. All the operators, this topics are done. The next topic is list, tuple, set, dictionary, then if else plus match cases, then while and for loop. Then again in between we will have a coffee break, recap, and Q&A. If you all get in this session too much, then we can stop over here. In next live we will start from list, tuple, set, and dictionary, and we will cover these three topics, and then we will have a three and another four sessions for the intermediate things. So it's completely on you all. You all can comment it down, and then I will be stopping here, and this much for the day one live. And if you are ready and good, we can continue with this list, tuple, set, and dictionary, which is known as collections in Python, and then will the other conditional statements and looping statements, of course. Or else we can do these three topics in tomorrow's live. It's completely on you all, chat. It's completely on you. I'm waiting for you all reply. Once you confirm, we can continue, or we can do this all topics in tomorrow's live. So I will be doing this in tomorrow's live. It's completely on you. Or else we have the session is for 3.5 hours, more than 3.5 hours. We have done with 2 hours. There is 1.5 hour remaining, and we can cover these three topics. It's freely and completely on you. Just comment in the chat and we will do according to you all. Okay, let me quickly have a new slide. This, paste this. Uh, done, 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 done. What is the screen line over here? Left side align. Okay, okay. This is what it is. Let me maximize this and open my live chat window. Okay, we have completed 2 hours of today's session. Remaining topic for day one is list, tuple, set, dictionary, if and else, plus match case, while, and for loop. There is still 1.5 hours left in today's plan. So there are two things: continue now and finish day one, of course. And the second is stop here and complete the remaining topic tomorrow. Make it a 4-day live series. 2 days for basic, 2 days for intermediate. Please drop your choice in the chat. Continue or tomorrow. I'm waiting for this. Okay. Okay. In chat section, you all are saying tomorrow, 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 tomorrow. Okay, then I will be breaking down this 2 day live into 4 day live, and we will be stopping over here. The remaining topics are list, tuple, set, dictionary, conditional statement, and looping statement. We will be doing it in tomorrow's live. And then for intermediate, again, I will be taking 2 or 3 days depending on you all, how fast you grab Python, or we will go with the pace so you all get understand and get a good hands-on knowledge of Python, of course. Okay, awesome work everyone. We have just completed half of the day one topic of Python basics, which are very much important for the foundation and the starting course of Python, because we need to go from basic to intermediate. So we have learned about syntax, variable, string, operators, and in tomorrow's live we will be learning about collections, conditions, and loop. Make sure to practice this concept before the session, which we have already learned today. If you enjoyed today's class and want to support my work, you can do here on, of course, let me quickly open that link on coffee. This is the link. I will be pasting this link in the description and also in the comment section. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss the day 2 and day 3 and day 4 for intermediate. And of course, there are 2 part or 3 part for intermediate. And see you all in the next session. Happy learning, happy coding. Till then, bye.